Hi, it's Lynn, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today's topic is about sleep. You have fibromyalgia and you can't sleep. I totally get it. It's a long night when you can't sleep, when you're getting up, you're tossing and turning, and it hurts, and you're hungry, and then you have to go to the bathroom, and then you're deciding whether to get back into bed or not get back into bed, or whether it's worth it, or whether you should sit up. Yeah, been there, done that. My name is Lynn, and I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia 20 some years ago. And for the last probably 18 years, I have not had pain. And generally speaking, I usually have a good night's sleep. So what have I done? Well, first of all, let's talk about why it is a problem. So I'm not really sure with fibromyalgia. It is complex. Everybody has different symptoms. So generally speaking, pain is one of the big ones. It's complex, and certainly not getting a good night's sleep is part of it. I'm not really sure whether like for me, I know that was a contributor to having the excessive pain. I had worked for a little while, a lot of hours and very little sleep, and I was living on coffee. Not a good combination. Obviously my body said that's not, don't do that anymore. I couldn't function, so there you go. The body was telling you to behave. Anyways, but I'm not really sure whether it's the pain causes you not to have the sleep, or whether it's the sleep that causes the pain. It's a bit of a vicious circle, because when you can't sleep, then you perceive the pain to be worse. And usually it is. In fact, everything is worse when you don't have a good night's sleep. You're irritable, you're testy, things look bad, all of that stuff. And the pain is worse. And when the pain is worse, then you're more irritable and you can't sleep and you're tossing and turning. So, so also, the other piece of fibromyalgia is that you're fatigued. And when you're tired, you would think that you'd be able to sleep better, but it doesn't seem to work that way. Your body's tired, you're fatigued, and you would think that you would go to sleep. That doesn't seem to work that way. And people get migraines, headaches. I mean, I certainly was big in the headaches. I mean, that was one of my big things, was the headaches, and the depression. And again, whether they all build on each other, they cause it, or I don't think anybody's ever figured that one out, but they're all connected. So sleep has been shown to be more sleep issues, I should say, not sleep. Sleep issues are much more common with people with fibromyalgia, according to studies. They have a lot more sleep problems. And it seems like it disturbs the sleep cycle. And our cycle, we have 4 stages of our cycle. And one of those cycles is our deep sleep, which is where our body repairs itself and repairs the muscles. And one of the doctors told me that, and there is some, I'm thinking there is some thought, some truth to that, is that all during the day, as you use your muscles, you're tearing them a little bit and they need to go back to be repaired. And that's the piece that you do during your sleep. And if you're not getting a good sleep, then that doesn't happen. And I do know that I would wake up in the morning, and I'm sure some of you too, wake up in the morning and you feel worse than when you went to bed. You're sore, you're stiff. And I always described it as that I woke up feeling like I had been run over by a truck. Not that I ever have been, but that's how I felt, is that I can't move. I hurt worse than when I went to bed. And it might be because there was that repair piece was missing during my sleep. So now, interesting, sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes we tend to blame everything on fibromyalgia, all of our symptoms and all of the symptoms. And sometimes it's just there's some basic things that we can do, that anybody can do, to have a better sleep, that would be good for us to do. So And one of the things I had a gentleman call me because I was doing a little talk about sleep, and he was specifically for fibromyalgia, and he had contacted me and said, I'm not sleeping at all. And then we went through the list of basics, and he said, oh, coffee. I'm drinking 8 or 9 coffees a day, and a lot of it in the evening. So I said, well, why don't you try stopping the coffee or reducing it, not having it in the evening after 3 o'clock. And if that doesn't work, call back. I haven't heard from them, so I'm assuming that worked. So sometimes just the knowing what can disrupt our sleep, whoever we are, regardless of whether we have fibromyalgia or not, can help. Can maybe something that you need, that is good to do. So let's just go through with some of the things that can contribute to having a good sleep. One of the things they say is having a consistent sleep schedule. Now, if you have children, you'll know that you tend to make sure they get to bed at a certain time, and you wake them up at a certain time, or they usually wake up at the same time all the time. But you do try to help them, go to bed at the same time. And there is a reason for that. It's not just so that you can have a evening, but our bodies, our brains love routine. So if we have a routine, a schedule where we go to bed every time at the same time and get up at the same time, then our body is familiar with that and it likes that. And if you have a tendency to for migraines or headaches, that is really, really important, even on the weekends. I always found in the past that when I wouldn't do that, and I'd get up, sleep in on the weekends, I'd wake up with a migraine. So that our body really does like routine. Limiting your coffee intake. I mean, I've already told you the story about the gentleman that was drinking a lot, and just be aware that it isn't just, it's caffeine. It's not really the coffee, it's the caffeine. So just checking to make sure that what you're drinking or eating doesn't have caffeine in it. Like, I mean, chocolate does. There's actually some medications that do. So you want to, if you are on some medications that have caffeine in it, you might want to talk to your pharmacist about taking them at a different time, not close to bedtime. Black, green, white tea all have caffeine in them as well. So you just want to make sure that you're not drinking, taking caffeine late in the evening, because I actually don't like to take anything after 3 o'clock, because then I do be awake. Not using your cell phone or your laptop or anything with blue light 30 minutes before you go to bed, because that will keep you awake. It stimulates to the brain. Having a bedtime routine. And again, we're back to the body wanting a routine. So you know how you read a story to your child, if you had children, or a lot of people do, or have some type of a routine before they go to bed. They have a snack, they do this and this and this. And it helps the body for them to go to sleep. And it does, we're no different. Our body likes that. So then it goes, oh, we're getting ready for bed. We better have and then it can calm down and get ready for bed. So using reading, like just reading a book, not on a computer, but reading a book, or having a bath or a shower, whatever it is that you do before you go to bed. Doing the same thing, your facial routine helps your body to know that, okay, we're getting ready for bed. So in a bath, Epsom salts bath for fibromyalgia people, that is a really good. It's got the magnesium in them, and it will help with the muscles. So if you want to do that, and I like to add essential oils with them. My favorite is bergamot, but you can, or marjoram. Marjoram is a muscle relaxant too, and it helps with muscle pain. And for sleeping, other oils, essential oils that you can use to help, you can diffuse them, or you can inhale them, put them on the pillow. Lavender is a big one. And I used to work in a nursing home, and we did put lavender on pillows, because you couldn't necessarily, gentlemen in particular didn't like them, but we put them on the pillow. And when we first started this, when we first got into essential oils, we would put it on the pillow, and the gentleman, he was up all night. he would be calling for his wife. I mean, he had Alzheimer's and he was calling for his wife, and everybody felt so bad because you couldn't do anything about it. And his wife had passed away, so she couldn't even come in anyways. But I said, well, let's just try it. I don't know if it'll work or not. Let's try it. They say it will. So we put it on his pillow and he didn't wake up, slept through the night. So then the next night they said to me, I don't know whether that was a fluke or not, but it worked. So let's try it again. So they did the next night. The bottle's half empty and they come to me, we better get some more of it. I don't know what's doing, but he's sleeping. So just experiment. I personally don't like the smell of lavender. So I use other things that to help. If I don't have anything else, and we'll put lavender on my feet away from my nose. But anyhow, everybody's a little bit different. I like ylang ylang is my favorite, and a lot of gentlemen like cedarwood, and they're all very relaxing and helpful for sleeping. And if you don't have a good source, there is a link below for my website if you want to get some exercising. Now, I know for fibromyalgia people that can be a bit of a challenge, but physical exercise is good for you. One thing that changes your brain to help, and it relaxes. I do find if I exercise late in the day, then I am more awake at night and can't sleep as good. So I do like to do my exercising. I take a 30-minute walk is usually what I do. Or if in the summertime, I like to go for a swim, but I like to do it before 3 o'clock in the day. Making sure your bedroom, we're back to environment again, making sure your bedroom is cool and dark. Those are the biggies. And I know some people do put a light on. I do have a granddaughter that likes a little stream of light just to know, and I'm not sure what that's about, but anyhow, just for me, I'm one of those people in the hotel. When you go to a hotel, I got the towel across the bottom of the door so that light doesn't shine in, the least little light, and I'm awake. And it has something to do with your melatonin secretion and how well you sleep. So look at that. That might be something to look at. A mattress, if you haven't had it change your mattress in a while, that might be something. And that's something for me. I was having back problems again. I was like, I never had back problems. Usually, it always affected my shoulders in the past. Anyhow, the chiro, I do go to the chiro, and he said to me, well, what about your mattress? Have you changed your mattress lately? And I was like, oh, no, I have not. So we got a new mattress. My back problems went away. So if you're having pain and haven't changed your mattress for a while, you might want to look at that piece. Because yes, it was a huge change for me. Avoiding naps in the daytime. Sometimes, if you're tired and fatigued, but you feel like you have a nap, well, then you have the nap in the daytime and then you can't sleep at night. So if you need a nap, just have a short one and do it before 4 o'clock. And of course, if you have pain at night, that I know, I mean, we already talked about the mattress piece, but if you have pain at night, it keeps you awake. There's no other way of saying it. So you can use some essential oils to help. You can use rub-ons, hot packs. I do find the Epsom salts bath before I go to bed is very helpful. Now, there was Vox has a patch out it's a non-drug patch, and what it does, it has pattern in it that changes the pathways in your brain to reduce pain. Now they just finished posting a study that at least 70% within the 2 weeks of using the patch had much reduced pain. Sometimes eating before you go to bed is important. Oh, yeah. And speaking of the patch, if you want one, I have the link below. It's the box like link. Is eating sometimes, if a protein, like having a banana with low fat yogurt or some cottage cheese. My mom always had milk before she went to bed. But if you're not into dairy isn't really that great for us. Having peanut butter or almond butter on a cracker, whatever works for you. Relaxation techniques. Now I have found, and this was one of the first things that when I was first diagnosed that we worked with was doing progressive relaxation exercises as I'm laying in the bed and listening to it, and it goes through all your body to relax it. And I found that extremely helpful. And it was because I did it every night. Again, your brain likes routine. I could, as soon as I would lay in the bed in the position that I would do the progressive relaxation with, my body would, I could physically feel my body go. So if you haven't tried that, that's a good one to try. It's very, I found it very effective. And there's lots of exercise, progressive relaxation exercises on Google if you go on there and do that. What else? I mean, everybody's different, and it'll be a different reason why you're awake. If you are awake because of stress, I did a YouTube video already on, again, relaxing and stress. So if you want to watch it to get some more tips around that. Sometimes what you eat, irritable bowel syndrome, keeps you awake at night too. So taking a journal of what you're eating so that you know what contributes to that can make a difference. So I guess everybody's different. And yet we're all the same. Anyhow, so hopefully some of those tips will help you have a good night's sleep, or at least have a better sleep. If you want to contact me with anything in specific, I'm happy to chat with you. You can do it on Messenger, or my email address is below here. And if you haven't already signed up for my YouTube, please, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching.